start my first poem, which is called Gretna Nights. Sitting in my bed, thinking about the strange trope in my dreams, where a cold Dale cup of tea spontaneously starts steaming with heat and a mouse bursts out of it. Not unlike the rat that startles out the back of my stove when I shock it with electric light to make 3 a.m. toast just when he thought he was safe. I relate to him, the trepidatious existence of living with someone with rare but unpredictable traps of wrath. Back in my room, distorting myself around my cat's affection, trying to catch the crumbs as I swallow pieces of dry bread. She turns, catching with her eyes a clump of dust jumping across the floor in labored jerks. I capture the small frog and delicately remove fur and debris from its sticky skin and release it into the dewy night. Walking down a neighborhood street, a solo cup sways in the night breeze. Mardi Gras decor rattling on a front porch, and the whole neighborhood is haunted by an unseen chain ringing out from inside a fence with signs reading restricted area. I wipe the cold mist off my glass lenses, notice a mailbox strapped haphazardly into a chain link fence, and a police cruiser speeds past me far above the limit. 4 others I pass rest in their driveways for the night. Thank you. My next poem is called Disassociation. I used to close my eyes and test how many seconds I could drive before losing crass courage and ripping them open. Now I dream of flying backwards uncontrollably through a snowy forest at night, unable to find the pedals with my feet before grasping the emergency brake just in time, then apologizing desperately to my passengers for almost killing them. Or of driving over a hill and finding a chasm on the other side, watching helplessly for brief moments of falling down the cliff and into the trees, anticipating the crash, waking up gasping. I have visions of suddenly sick, wet roads, throwing 5 cars into a pit of mud where I helplessly watch a girl grabbing her last breath before she sinks into the mud, trapped in the vehicle next to me. I struggle to find solidity beneath my feet, but the mud is slick. How slick is the skin of a calabash? I'd like to walk through a grove of them and run my fingers against them. When you ask me too many questions, I become a celestial being, feeling for the sensation of walking on misty clouds, reaching for the words to describe how it can be soft, insubstantial, and still undoubtful in its ability to hold, ineffable. Ring out words is difficult when your brain feels like it's on fire. There's a certain horror to being wrong for the way your face looks. You tell them everything they want is happening inside you, and you don't know why it isn't on your face, why your face has betrayed you. You go to a mirror to confront it, and you find a solid red stripe of blood pouring down the center of it, dropping into the sink. It's the end of Tess of the D'Urberville, but the ceiling is your own. She tells me we should speak in Chinese because I need the practice. I can't find the word for rain, so I help tell her the sky has a leak, and she laughs. On the flight home, the plane whines and my jaw shakes. I have the urge to wrap leg Pontchartrain in my arms, and I look at its shifted image through the stretched acrylic windows. And for my final poem, as a running theme, I also wrote this today. It's called Mark 3:29 p.m. Palimpsest, literally reassess incest, a test for the forest is less. Blessed best to vest pecuniary assets and reinvest in the copacetic parenthetic urge to blaspheme the Holy Spirit. In my first year of Latin, we conjugated amo, the word for love. When we reached amatum fore, she had us write the definition, to be about to have been loved. It convoluted a way to say you haven't been loved, but you got close. It's like reaching for a memory you've lost and starting to doubt yourself that it was ever there at all. It's like when I make bread, the comforting process of measuring and mixing and kneading, enjoying the labor for the process until out of nowhere the dough is too wet and it clings to your hands, suffocating its surface, drowning the skin between your fingers, and you need it off right now, but there's so much that the burning water can't melt it off fast enough, and you scrape it with your fingernails and you want it gone, and just when you thought you might die, you're finally released and collapse. And time passes and you don't know how long until you notice the dry, powdery residue filling the lines in your skin, making it look as if wrinkles have arrived in this short time. But maybe it has been years. Who's to say, really? Not I, said the cat. But there is solace in the release, solace in the grief, solace in the freedom from the interlude of limbo. When you get far enough away from Matam Foray, you lose the fixation on how close you were to being about to have been loved, and you start to see the simple pulchritudinous sadness of it being just a convoluted way to say you weren't, and it's time to move on. This is what I thought of God when I was 15.